Jesus.
Good evening, good night, good day. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure whether, it took it was taking a little while to start live. But we are live. Good evening, good night, good day, good morning, everyone all over the world, to Twitter land, to YouTube land, to Podbean, to iTunes.
Oh my God.
Where else are we on? And of course, to all our fans, our haters, and of course, let's least but never forgotten, Nole fam. Welcome to our 80th podcast. Look, let's be 100 here, y'all. No Nole fam. They coming out for us and they're listening.
They're great. I love them. Apparently, we're famous though. We're infamous in their group. Infamous.
Exactly.
Love it.
So you know what? We should welcome them.
I love a Nole fam.
You should try to meet these people. I'm not really interested in meeting them, but you know what? Be nice and kind to them. So welcome to our podcast. Our 80th. Ladies, this is our 80th full podcast, not counting special.
Wow.
We've been working hard.
I'm telling you. So
we've been working hard.
We need podcast Boniva because we are old. Okay, we are definitely old.
Yeah.
For some reason, I bet you we're working harder than Trump is, but we'll see how it goes.
Did you hear about what happened in Sweden last night?
I'm still trying to get over, Bowling Green massacre. I
think the only thing that happened in Sweden was that people put up that IKEA wall. Have you seen that ad for the IKEA wall?
You know what? Let's not even go down this road. Let's not.
I think it's all sold out at IKEA. It's called a band wall, I think it is.
Oh my God.
Listen, I don't know what happened in IKEA. I don't know what happened in Sweden, but apparently he also got it confused with Norway. I think he made reference to something that was Norwegian.
What happened in Iceland?
That's
Kakistan?
There is ice.
I don't know.
But you know what? Listen, what is interesting is that this is not our thing, but
it's okay.
In Pakistan, 75 people died.
Oh, that's horrible. Right. That's actually horrible. I didn't know that happened. When did that happen?
This week. And it was.
I try to avoid the news, so I'm very sorry I missed that though.
So I'm like, why are we not banning Pakistani people from coming to America?
Well, because it happened in Pakistan.
Okay, I see. But anyway,
they're keeping the violence where they want it. It's horrible.
So this is our 80th podcast, and my question this week is, why aren't my faves playing?
And my question is, why aren't you introducing us? Damn you, Realz!
Okay. All these things happen. I'm 80. I'm 80 people, ladies. I'm 80. I forget things. Okay, before I go any further, let me introduce my co-host. You know what? I'm telling you, it's Janina's profile pic. It's confusing me. I don't know this woman. She's very strange.
Looks like I picked her up in a.
But before let me introduce Andreen from Solely Tennis Travel is with us today, as always.
Coming in from Swampland, California.
Swampland.
Yes, I'm telling you, girl. But rest assured, the Christian fundamentalists will tell you, don't worry, God is not going to destroy the world with a flood. It's going to be fire. So you're okay.
Good to know.
And from Foreign Ohio, we have, I don't know if to call her Janina because she's been confusing me. I'm just thinking a random lady at this point. But we have Janina Lavin. How are you today, girl?
Oh, great.
I don't know what you did for your birthday last week, but just, girl, you have definitely turned it up to 100. If Federer doesn't try to contact you,
She's see crazy, right?
Pastures. Move on to greener pastures.
I'm going to try it.
So, how are you ladies this week? Did you watch any more tennis than we did last week?
No.
I'm answering the question you are asking, actually. Where are our faves? What are they doing? What's going on?
Well,
take a break?
I mean, look. I know I said that tennis was finished when Australian Open finished for me.
It might really be.
But I was just joking, people. Faves. I was just joking. You know what I mean? I gotta watch the plebs play week in, week out, and I'm just not really happy. I mean, not even any of the usual suspects who I tend to dislike.
Well, I mean, it's so funny how usually I think the top people.
Who I'm indifferent to.
They used to tag in. Didn't they used to tag in like, oh, Fed, you take this week. I'll take next week.
Yeah.
But none of this is happening. Where are these people at?
I mean,
where's Venus? She's
resting.
Venus is always overplaying. Is Venus not in Dubai?
They are old.
I don't know.
They're old.
I don't see any sign of Venus in Dubai.
Let me check the draw right now.
Make sure, because I know Serena ain't nowhere. She's probably not going to show up until what? Indian Wells?
No, she'll probably skip
Serena's
it.
probably in a set doing some kind of soft porn according to that lady.
Oh my god.
So she won't be on any tennis court.
Oh,
Anyway.
bless.
No, she's not in Dubai.
Oh, that's usually a good place for Venus. I guess she really is doing the recovery.
Yeah, because that was a lot of tennis, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess the going straight to Russia didn't work out for her. So she's
Exactly.
Obviously.
But you know what's going to Russia is working out for her, right? That check didn't bounce. Another account, girl. And you know what? Real's always about the pocketbook. Tough time in this tough economy, okay? Get it while you can. So, as always, we're going to start off with the Realz results this week. And for the ladies, we just got one tournament. We just have Doha, which was talking about rain and epic flood. I'm telling you.
I know.
In double duty, triple duty. I mean, I thought the whole thing, not only they had to deal with rain, they had to deal with sandstorms. So it was just like a hot, wet mess over there. And women had to play like multiple matches on the same day, which, I mean, and
separates
tennis,
the ladies from the girls.
It certainly did. And, then
who won?
In the end,
Pliskova.
Yes. She looked ready and she looked very solid this week, I thought. I think I read somewhere where she felt that in Melbourne, she played worse every round. Every round she was playing.
Oh, that's not inaccurate.
Progressively worse.
She's a good sense of herself, that one.
Yeah, right. But she felt like she was very solid. And I mean, like, who could she ask for? But
did you see that
a
commentator mistake the twins? I don't know. I think they should start wearing identifying things on their outfits.
They have like tattoos on the other arm, and plus one is right-handed and one is left-handed.
Yeah. Those are too subtle.
Figure it out.
Those are too subtle.
I mean,
I think it's
okay. All right. I mean, I could see them playing that game with each other and pretending to be left-handed and right-handed when they're out shopping. But I don't think they're gonna try to fuck up your work and try to pretend to be, like Pliskova's gonna try to pretend to be left-handed while, just to be like, oh, it's Christina out here. And plus,
yeah, but who had a good week? It was Caroline Wozniacki doing.
But let's be honest,
doing the most. Your favorite.
But just one thing, you can't confuse the two because if we're in a main draw, it's certainly going to be Christina in the main draw. So let's just be 100.
Well, actually, no, you can't even say that. Christina just beat your fave this week. I mean, just today.
Who?
She beat who took out Serena?
Vinci. Yeah.
Vinci. Yeah, she beat Vinci in 3 sets. Yeah. Which she seemed to be able to handle Vinci's slice better than her sister. But yeah, no, that was so look, you can't say that she's not in the draw.
I stand corrected. She's giving that lefty slice as well.
Yeah.
So Wozniacki showed up in the final and she wasn't ready. She wasn't.
Didn't she have to do double duty? I think she was a double duty-er.
Well, I think they had to double duty from the quarterfinals, semifinals, but the finals was played one day. They didn't have any double duty there, but I'm sure.
I'm a little bit surprised by that. For some reason, I would have thought that Caroline would figure out how to move Kaplis around. You know what I mean, and get her in awkward positions.
Apparently, no one has figured out that she can't run yet.
I'm still waiting for everyone to get that.
Nobody knows. It's a big secret.
Baroni, right?
Right.
But no. Well, the thing about it, Pliskova just wasn't giving Wozniacki anything to, like she was just like, girl, what is this?
How many times have I told you that Caroline Wozniacki cannot handle power?
Well, that's the thing, yeah.
Well, that's the crazy thing that I find that I guess you have a mealy cheese puff of a serve, right? But you certainly, girl, you could Dementieva your way into a match, can't you? Like, I mean,
No.
Or just wait to get the ball in and then just go retrieve City. You know what I mean? Get everything back.
Right, but I stand to question. I'm being confused. You hired because I mean, look at, let's not even go way back to before 2011 when tennis was invented. We can look at someone like Azarenka. Azarenka is not a big power hitter. She deals well with pace, redirects the ball, and whatever the case may be. And she, her footwork is excellent. She stands on the baseline, she pushes, and then, she does what she needs to do to generate the required amount of power. And she's not blasting anyone off the court. However, I don't know what Caroline Wozniacki is doing out there, and I don't know why you decide to hire Sasha Bejin and as your father insist upon being a dick about saying, oh my God, hitting partner must be all men.
Wait a minute, and Caroline hired Sasha?
Yeah, that's her new hitting partner.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know this.
His bills. Okay, look, you can't be living in the doghouse all the time. I ain't mad at this man.
Right.
Okay, I'm not mad at him. But I mean, I don't understand.
Actually, what is the philosophy behind that? Why do they like
about
men?
hiring Sasha?
No, just in general. Why do they want male hitting coaches? I mean, I guess I think it's probably
that might be it too, but it turns out to be very. I don't know. I find it rather odd in a sort of a way because
because you're not
probably why they also
against
have male coaches, right?
Well, because if you practice with a man all the time that hits the ball harder, then when you play with a woman, who hits it softer, then maybe you get more on your ball. I don't know.
Although it would just seem like you wouldn't have as much practice preparing for that ball. Do you know what I mean? But
right.
I guess it doesn't matter.
It's probably one of the reasons. I think to me, when I go to tournaments and when I see people practicing and whatever the case may be, like coaching and whatever the case may be, I just think it's a dynamic that they prefer to deal with as opposed to deal with a woman on the court.
Well, sure. I mean, I don't know. Are there that many female hitting partners? I'm not certain. I don't hear about them that often. I don't hear. I mean, there are no well-known ones. That's sort of also interesting.
Well, the father I'm almost sure. I think he fired a couple of men who used to work with Wozniacki, stating that they're not hitting the ball hard enough.
Oh shit!
And I'm just why the fuck?
Oh, Peter.
You know what I'm saying? Because she isn't doing anything out there. I mean, and that was the thing that was so striking on Caroline Wozniacki. The score line was actually worse than it actually. The score should have been actually worse. She could have almost been bageled.
Wow.
I think Pliskova just kind of lost sight out and just she got one of the breaks back, and then Pliskova just you know what, really, I don't even need to be dialed up to 10 for this bitch. You know what? Let me just keep it. Let me just keep it at 6.5, and I'll get it done here. I mean, I think that's what was really happening out there watching the match. And I was just because Wozniacki couldn't try anything different, and this is someone who at time had shown the moxie, to beat Serena and go toe-to-toe with Serena a couple of years ago. So it's not like Wozniacki is no soft chump at times.
Keywords.
But the problem is that
2 years ago.
No, but I mean, I thought that she was more in an up. She was healthier now. She's a little bit fitter, more in an upswing. And I guess she had good results. I guess getting to a final is also pretty cool. I mean,
this is what she lived for, right? She ain't winning majors.
She was all
events.
I can't stand her.
Just keeping it wild right here. Keeping it real.
She's too busy getting cheeky.
Cheeks. So okay, so that's cool. That was good. That's a good result.
What are the men's results?
But, on the men's side, I'd go far again. Got him his ass.
He is forever the bridesmaid, never the bride.
What is going on with him? And why did he go away like that?
And he's been a bit of a bridesmaid too. That's what annoying me the most.
Well,
I mean, let's be honest.
He gives you great face when he loses.
Joe picked up his serve though in the second and third set, definitely. So Goffin wasn't getting in, but I think in the second set, Goffin
again let it slip away because he got broken. He got broken for the set.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this. Maybe Goffin should show some of that, nasty bitchy attitude he has for the sideline on the baseline. That's what he needs to do.
No, Gofan's usually
distracted by Joe's hair.
No. Let me tell you something. So I'm watching the second set, right? And I'm just like, Gofan, you just give him 2 break points for no fucking reason, set points. But this is Joe. Watch Joe mangle the ball and fucking hit it like in the stands for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
So you're okay. You don't need to panic, right? You don't need to panic just yet. But Gofan could not, for the life of him, get out of any trouble. And he was creating all of these trouble. In fact, he sort of made it seem like, you know what? I'm just going to let him do whatever. Let him win the point. I'm not going to try to win the point. And it was just like, Gofan, girl, no, bye.
I watched a little bit of it. I wasn't entertained.
You weren't entertained?
He wasn't aggressive.
No.
He wasn't aggressive when he needed it.
You didn't like them? You didn't like them as a matchup?
I don't know. You know what? I can't watch Sanga's hair. I can't watch that shit.
I know that's what it was. I knew it was. I wasn't even gonna go.
I can't even look
You're
at him.
Distracted by Sanga's hair.
How can you not be?
I believe that. Legitimately, you couldn't pay attention to the tennis because of the hair.
Like he hasn't combed his hair in a year.
Maybe he doesn't want to put any chemicals in because he's behind his wife. Or
that's fine. You don't need to. Trust me. Call me, Joe. I'll tell you how they take care of your hair.
I was waiting for that. You look like he washed out. No lie, relaxed out his fucking hand. No one give him a color. So like, girl, you have to put.
He needs a press and curl.
Well, he got the press. Didn't get the curl. That's the problem.
He got a half a press.
He needs someone to set that hair right. I don't know what's going on.
Did you guys know that was the 6th final that Gofan's lost?
That poor kid.
In a row, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Has he won a title ever?
Talking about.
So basically, he's a mental fucking midget when he gets to a final.
He has won titles. Am I not right?
I don't know. He ain't won one lately. So it doesn't matter.
No, remember, he was able to get his rankings up by winning challengers. But I don't know.
Yes, that I know.
I don't know if he's actually come back and gotten a major title. But yeah, he's doing the same thing that poor Kay did, which is lose these brutal finals.
Well, whatever. Speaking of Nishikori,
I don't know what happened to Gofan though. That was depressing.
He allegedly has 2 career titles, and I'm going to tell you what.
Allegedly? Wow. That is just wrong.
Well, I mean, like I'm checking. Okay, ATP.
Yeah, supposedly he has 2 titles. Oh, he has one from Kibbutz.
And Metz
from Austria and one from Metz. Yeah, one.
Yeah, well,
but it was in his breakout. The Kibbutz title was over Dominic Thiem, and the other one was João Sousa. So
what year?
He was 2014.
2014. That was his breakout year.
2017. He's about to put himself in the same camp as Ryan Harrison here shortly.
No, don't you dare. He's got more talent than that. And he's at least in the top 10. I mean, he did get to be in the top 10.
Because
and you know what?
So
and can I just say though, he's lost to some pretty respectable people. He lost to Fed, not Nicholas Mahou. He should have taken that.
I was about to say
Dominic Thiem, Nick Kyrgios, Grigor Dimitrov, which was last week, I guess, and then Joe Willie. So I mean, I guess it's okay.
Should the pattern continue?
Well, the odd thing is that his first 2 finals he won.
Yeah.
In finals, and then from then on, it's just been downhill. 0-6.
Well, should the latest trend continue, he will play Joe in a final next week and win. Since he beat Grigor this week. I mean, that's what should happen.
Well, I don't know what his schedule is for next week.
I was watching his match, and I honestly do think that, barring his physical stature, he's a small dude. He's, I call him a hobbit, and he is cleaned up nicely. Thank you very much, Gofan, because
Thank you, Gofan, for thanking your girlfriends.
But I would say that I do think Gofan, I think he's working with Thomas Johansson.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he? the 2004 Australian Open champion. But yeah, I did not know that. Over Marat Safin. Talk about match fixing.
Stop. Those Safin fans must have been pissed. Anywho,
what else happened?
I do think, oh my god, that would have been a gimme. That would have been a gimme final for Fed. Isn't that the one that Fed lost to Safin? Is that when
in the semifinals?
Yeah. Wow, that would have been a nice one for
No. I think then Federer probably lost to him twice in a row then, because he beat Federer in 2005 when Marat Safin finally won it.
Yeah, that dodgy final. The dodgy semi.
Yeah, over Leighton Hewitt.
Okay.
But I would say that
moving on.
I would wish Goffin. I see potential in Goffin than I see in a lot more of the young kids these days.
Of course, he's a top 10.
And
he's
I would,
top 10 already.
But there are two things that I really have an issue with. Motherfucker, you are tiny. Get your little ass up to the net and fucking put away the ball. That's the first thing. Because you cannot be slugging away with these people in the baseline. You just can't. You're too small for that shit. Secondly, when you hit your forehand, don't retreat backwards, okay?
Yeah, he loves to do that.
Push forward. And that's what's happening. And I'm not saying necessarily push forward to push to the net. You need to just push forward, because you are going back and you're giving the other guy time and the advantage on the next shot anyway. And then you're left scrambling. I know you're fit as a fitter.
So really what you're saying is we want to make an announcement. Goffin, Realz is available for hire. He's got you all figured out. And he get you them titles. Give us a call, boo.
Sweetie.
Although, you know what? Let's just say that, I mean, you know what? He's in it, but he's in a good shot then.
It's happening on the court. It's not happening on the court. Just letting
well,
you know
it just says that Goffin is probably going to get himself, he could probably get himself to the World Tour finals, because it's like, it's only 2 months in. It's only a month in the season and he's already gotten to 2 finals. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to sneak his way up in there.
Right. But I also have a question though. Why don't some of these old heads, particularly some of them who like talk and run them out along the sidelines, don't help Goffin? Because I see this kid is with massive potential.
Sure.
I mean, I know he's not going to necessarily be someone who's going to win multiple majors in a row. You know what I mean? But that's not Roger Federer and Nadal and Djokovic are anomalies.
Yeah.
When they are gone, you're not going to be seeing people trying to rush for calendar slams and winning 4 majors, 3 majors in a row. That kind of thing that be happening on a regular. I mean, I really do think Goffin has the potential to sneak his way into a final when these people are gone and get himself some extra luck. People get knocked out and whatever the case may be. Because why? If Kei Nishikori and Marin Cilic could get themselves in a U.S. Open final.
Listen. Let's see what 2017 has to offer. He's off to a good start. Let's see what he does.
But I do think he needs, because one thing I love about Goffin, he's a quick study, but I don't think what is happening is that he is seeing what's happening, but there's an inability to necessarily apply it right away and in the moment. And he definitely needs to be far more aggressive on the baseline. Not on the sideline, girl. You can keep your fierceness for the sideline. We love it. I'm all here for that. But I need some of that shit on the baseline, because I mean, as much as I love Joe,
you cannot go away in a final against Joe. I mean, come on, exactly. Joe is not that sort. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's so up and down. Even if you had steadied yourself early on, you might have still gotten a couple Joe eras. So for you to mentally go away to the point where you're practically getting bageled, no, not necessary.
Yeah, and you should have pushed that second set when you realized that Joe was serving so well in the second set. Mindset should have been, you know what? Let's take this to a tiebreaker. Let's go to a tiebreaker. And let's see what happens here. Because then that's when the serve is going to get dodgy. And even if you did lose the tiebreaker, that's when in the third set, you're going to be like, you know what? Okay, I'm ready. Refocus. I'm ready.
Yep.
But he was just like, I lost the second set. Oh, wow.
Bye-bye.
Well.
Bye-bye.
All right. Next.
But anyway, enough about that. So we have your favorite Doug Adler, who I like to call boy, who looks like a girl who looks like a boy.
Yes.
Beating Kei Nishikori.
Listen. Kei Nishikori. I quit.
His name is Kei.
Kei. Get your fucking life together, dude. Listen. Doug Adler can beat anybody when he's on. He can beat anybody. But this motherfucker hasn't been on in well over a year. And he finds himself in a final and he beats Nishikori. I mean, that's not the way this was supposed to happen. I'm fine with it happening that way, but Nishikori really needs to check himself and get his life right, because that should have not happened today.
Great sets too. Although, you could have been forewarned, because Nishikori was having problems yesterday.
He's always having problems. I'm tired of hearing about his problems. There's always a problem, and he always goes deep in a tournament. So, you know what? He is the player with problems who does well. So he needs to figure out how to continue to do well. I'm so my God.
I have less problems.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, he's had some heartbreaker. I mean, just think about that. He's had some heartbreaking loss. He too has lost 6 finals. I mean, that's just I did not remember that he lost Miami. And then after beating Stan in the semis, that he also lost in Toronto. I mean, damn. And then he lost, I think, to Cilic again.
Is he just running out of gas at the end of a tournament?
That might be what's going on.
I don't know what's going on. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to be this way.
Look,
what is his ranking?
He's pretty good.
Top.
Yeah, I mean,
he's I'm going to go back to some basic. Yeah. I'm going to go back and say some things here, and I don't know. I'm sort of looking at with these 2 particular guys, Goffin and Kay. Key, just for Janina's sake.
Thank you.
I think that they have coaching problems.
No, you know what? It's so funny. I was wondering about that with Kay.
I mean,
because
I love Michael Chang.
Oh well with Chang, but
I love Michael Chang. And that other guy, I don't know his name. The other guy in box,
the health dude.
Sorry, Michael. Yeah, Michael Chang is in the box, so I don't notice anybody else. And trust me, I love Michael Chang. He was in Sesame Street, and that was it for me.
My God.
I grew up on these streets, and I'm just saying Michael Chang was kind of a one-hit wonder, you know what I mean? I mean, he's got to other major finals, but they just don't get over that hump to get rid of Michael Chang.
When they hooked up, I kind of felt like it was 2 Asian people getting together, and I didn't like it.
What does that have to do with anything?
What?
I don't know. That was the only correlation I could find.
Well, aside from the fact that Kay also seemed to understand that he felt like Michael Chang understood him and understood his challenges.
Who is he has actually done.
Right.
And Brad Gilbert.
He was?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have stuck with Brad.
I actually like that, because you know what? We've talked about this, right? A lot of times people of color hang on with, in these spaces, they're to interact with people who don't seem to understand them and seem to be insensitive, or things just become awkward, and just you feel like you have to fight for humanity, or just fight to be understood, or make the simplest of suggestions in your own life. So I understood why he went to Chang, and Chang was a respectable person, and Chang has results. But you know what? You every once in a while, box. You just need a Boris in your box. You need a
Rublev. Kay does not need Boris.
When I say that, I don't mean not you don't need Boris Becker in your box. You don't need him personally. You need someone who's about look. Good example is Monday morning quarterback Martina Navratilova. Chrissy all the time, and she was content being there. Chrissy's not good Judy and whatever. And someone said to her, coach said, no girl, Chrissy's not your friend. Chrissy is your adversary. You got time to hang out with Chrissy and compare pocketbooks and whatever, secrets you be talking, secrets later after that. But across the net, she needs to be an adversary. It's what Serena has figured out how to do when she faced her toughest opponent, Venus. So someone is still talking to them or whatever the case may be. So you might not necessarily need a Boris type person in your box, but you need to psych yourself up. And a lot of what I'm seeing here with Goffin and Kei Nishikori is psychological. They have the tennis. They can play really solid tennis. They might not win, but we can see, look at some of these results with these 6 finals. It's just what the fuck were you doing? You didn't even try.
Oh, no. So I wouldn't say that.
You can't say he didn't try.
He didn't try. I mean, against the people he's losing. He's not losing against, I think this is definitely one that's a little bit of a wake-up call for him. This is a bad loss for somebody that is hasn't been doing that well. This is a bad loss. But you know what? Maybe he shouldn't have left Memphis. Also, why is he going to clay courts now?
Maybe he's going to skip the Indian Wells Miami swing.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's defending defending a lot of points in those places. Those are 1,000.
Well, let's be 100 here. Maybe he thinks, he and Chang has discussed and talked about time to use the on-hand serve and get your house. Maybe the French might be the place. Because I think you mentioned something somewhere, Andreen, is that the French is going to be on fire for some goddamn reason. Everybody.
I feel like, listen, don't you think everybody's going to be like, I got to get my own? Rafa's got to feel like it's his.
Exactly.
Andy's going to be like, I got to get back in this. And Nole's like, I got to repeat. You know what I mean?
And Roger might be he's telling himself, you know what? Maybe I could
Why not
get my Grand Slam, right? Number 19. And then the whole world is going to
always in with a shot.
Exactly. So there's going to be it's going to mean too much for a lot of people in Paris, on the men's side in particular. And when people are scrambling about too many other things except what is happening on the court, usually they fail and falter. So maybe he and Michael decide, you know what, boy, it's time for us to just eke on up in there, right?
Oh,
slide up in there. Because chances are
why he's doing all the clay.
He's going to avoid any of these people we've mentioned until he gets to the quarterfinal, right? He's going to have to deal with any of these people until he gets to the quarterfinal. And by then, Kane, the quarterfinals of a major is, what the fuck? His body is holding up, right?
Maybe that's the strategy. Maybe he's got, you might be right. Maybe he has the French Open strategy in mind.
These are the people that he has to deal with in these all-year rounds, these scrubs.
Maybe. I like your thinking.
South American tournaments. Because he signed up for Brazil as well.
But how long do you think at the moment he lost, I wondered, how long is Chang around for? Do you think he gets rid of Chang at the end of this year? Or any time?
Like I said, yeah, because
not if he gets the French.
Not if he gets the French, right?
We talk about a lot of things about discipline, and people like to throw up Memphis. But someone like K, you could see K being someone, if K were your child, be like, look, bitch, shut the fuck up. Get out of the fucking bathroom, get your ass downstairs, put on your fucking clothes, and get off the school. I need your ass out of here by 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? Can't just look all innocent and sweet, but he looks very hard-headed. He looks like the kind of person who's gonna be like, look.
He does seem a little bit stubborn with strategy. I'll say that for sure.
Oh my God.
I don't necessarily see him as being the most disciplined person. He's like, oh God.
Maybe that's why he's always injured.
Oh shit! It's true.
Well, that too. I mean, we talk about this all the time with the ladies, right? We see the ladies and like, girl, what kind of fucking technique is that shit you're doing? You don't want to train because you don't want to get big and muscly, but yet every week you're bandaged up like like a mummy. So clearly, the way you see Kate playing tennis, bitch, you were injured last week, right? And I see you trying to do the split this week. Like, what's going on here? And he's a smaller dude, so maybe part of it has to do with so if he's gonna fire anyone, I would first try to fire a physio fitness trainer. But he obviously
that guy saves his life, I'm sure now.
Oh my God! In the Game of Thrones when they I gotta forget the guy he brings him back alive. I think that's what that guy does. He takes K body immediately to some secret laboratory and then
he's Melisandre.
Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines. But yes, so
in, Memphis.
So Memphis, yes.
That would have been a really good chance for Donald Young. That's too bad.
Yeah, he needs to get out from underneath his parents.
When is that ever going to happen, Janina?
It's not.
Oh,
I am done with that. I'm done. Because that upsets my spirit. And you know what upsets me even more? I'm not even a fan of Diva Doll. But if I were a tennis player and someone says to me, hey, you can go hang out at Uncle Tony's and Diva Doll.
When was that? Was that early on in his career when he did that?
Because of everybody, there's many things you could say about Diva Doll, but one thing people don't say is that he's generous. And that he's opening the secret house and telling you something. You don't see other people scrambling to hang with him and practice and hit ball with him. Even Nole. is a little generous in that regard. But Diva Dow wanted to help you, and you missed that opportunity, even if it didn't want to go right away, that you didn't keep some kind of contact. I just felt like y'all were just like, no, thank you. Y'all didn't even leave the possibility of something open there in the case of me. But I'm telling you, look, I'm not one to talk about people and their relationships, about their parents, but I'm not treating Donald Young and his relationship with his parents as if they're parents. I'm teaching them a coaching relationship.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you,
Donald
Young
is
20-something years old.
I know.
And Donald Young mother,
he's not.
Mrs. Young,
this is going to be his career.
Donald.
That's it. This is it.
Oh, it's so
he's getting too old.
This is so sad, though.
And you know what's even crazier is that Donald, I think I've mentioned this, is Donald Young was what? In 2015, I overheard an interview with Donald Young, and there he is talking about the fact that he just discovered secrets of the gym.
I just remember that. I remember, and then he was having that really great run, like in like DC, I think.
Look, I don't like Ryan Harrison, but you know, and this is my problem with these American boys. Y'all are just content to win these Memphis and these US Indo clay code event, and then get to the third round of the US Open and think that's our year, and then yay, you know, you rah America. But get the fuck out of here. That is bullshit. That is nothing.
Well, I mean, you know,
crowd favorite is nonsense, because you know what? Americans are gonna come out for anything. Anything and anyone wants to wear in the red, white, and blue. When you motherfuckers winning shit elsewhere, that's why I had just a little bit of respect for Sam Querrey until he went on that dating show. I was just like, hey, I'm playing your cards right if you can't get free pussy by just being a professional tennis player. I don't understand that.
But just for perspective, I mean, not that it really means that much, but Donald Young is the same age as Kei Nishikori.
Well, there you go.
There
you go. There's your perspective.
And the thing about Donald Young can't even translate that into like marketability. Even if you're not even winning titles, you're not even winning corporate sponsors.
Yes,
you could have gotten a little something. I don't even know. You could be in a Coke commercial. You're not even hideous. You could be in a Coke commercial or something.
It is actually really interesting that we don't actually see him commercially. I don't see him anywhere.
Yeah, you could have been selling Adidas sneakers, something. Boy, there's just something not going right in that camp.
And do you know what's so funny? You know what's funny about it? Kei Nishikori is shorter than Donald Young. So how is it that Kei Nishikori is shorter stature, seems even a little bit smaller, but is able to translate and have a game that can get him to the top 10?
Solid game. Solid reliable game.
And yet, poor Donald
could be better. I mean, he doesn't have a bad game. He has an all-court game, but he can't. He needs to get from underneath his parents.
Yeah.
He needs a real coach.
She's called it. I love that. You know what I love? I love that. I love that Ryan Harrison has won the tournament. We're talking about Donald Young.
Listen, the best part of Memphis was after Ryan Harrison won the semifinal in the on-court interview with Andrew, and he says, Ryan Harrison, you've made it to your first final for the first time in 6 years after your first semifinal. I was like, you shady motherfucker. That was the best part.
I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, right?
6 years. And then the motherfucker wins today, and he acts like it was the goddamn US Open. He's crying. He's throwing his hands up in the air. He's wagging the number one. Dude, no. Nobody even knows who you beat. Nobody even knows who that guy is. Just no. And is he fat, or does he just wear improper clothes for his muscles?
Who, Ryan Harrison?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he just subscribes to the Anderotic School of Big Outfits. That's all.
Well, he's got man boobs.
I don't know. You see? I don't know.
He's trying to get fitter.
He looks like he has man boobs, and he has a lot of stuff going on underneath his chin, which makes me think his chest isn't so tight, and that he probably has a little fat. This is animal tennis.
These are key things. Well, anyway, but you know what? It was good for Ryan Harrison to get a win. I mean, I don't care about him, but But for people who care about, American tennis, I'm supposing this is good news.
No, it's not. It's Memphis. Nobody cares.
No. Stop this. Stop this madness. I'm telling you, winning these stupid tournaments like Memphis and all that
doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous.
It's not even about care. Wait, it matters for Americans. Listen, John Isner has built his entire career off of winning Atlanta. I mean, honest to goodness, or just doing well in the U.S. And
at least he can get to the second week of a slam sometimes.
When's the last time John Isner got to the second week? John usually goes out in the third round.
Stop.
No, it's true. I don't think we've ever had John in the second week. Maybe once. John doesn't get to the second week of slams,
Okay. I tried.
You did.
Before anyone comes for a receipt, come for us. I'm gonna go pull up the receipt right now.
All right.
I'm about to show you that that was a big goal for John, was the idea of how far. Yeah, he's gotten to the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open in 2011, and that's it. I'm telling you straight up. He usually gets.
Yes.
The farthest he's ever gotten is a fourth round.
It's better than what Harris does.
Listen, I know my facts about these damn American players. I'll tell you that shit.
He got several fourth rounds at the Australian Open.
Exactly. That's usually
fourth round last year at the French Open too.
Yeah. Listen,
I hear you.
Listen, we just need to get John to a second week, and if we can get him to a second week, that's good to go. Okay. So
he's never gone past the third round. Wimbledon.
Well, which is the oddest thing ever, because it's grass. I don't know.
In fact, y'all know that when he finally won that fucking match against Mahmoud, was like the first time he had gotten out of the first round.
I know.
I mean, that match lasted so long; it could have been a second round or week. It felt like it went into the second week.
He could have won the whole fucking tournament.
So tell me, y'all. Will we be checking for Ryan Harrison 2 weeks from now?
Nobody checking for Ryan Harrison.
Okay.
Come on. Stop that. Silly girl.
But you know what? It was good for him. He got emotional in the ceremony. He was listen, this might be the only title he ever gets. Think about that. Look who doesn't have a title? Benetton.
No.
And Ryan Harrison has one.
Who?
You're not really talking about Julian Benetton.
Yes.
Why?
Frenchie. Because think about it. You enjoy his game better than Ryan Harrison's, and it's a damn shame.
You sure that's true?
I do.
Yes, that's the whole point. What, that you enjoy Julian Benetton's game better than Ryan Harrison's game?
I would hope you do.
Yeah, he hasn't won a title, Realz. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're still waiting for poor Julian to get a title.
And that's not happening. So, anyways,
time is going very, very fast. Yes. So was that all? Was that all the scores?
Oh, wait a minute, girl, you're right. My God,
I know it's
shit up in my head. I told you it's doubles. It's doubles. It's
probably doubles. It's doubles. But
oh my God,
I know. Isn't that sad?
You know who he's lost to? John Isner being one, Gilles Simon.
Yeah.
Odalin, Jaco Niemanen, Juan Monaco, Del Po, Sousa.
Yeah. I mean, he's been as high as 25 and has yet to pick one up. When he finally wins, he doesn't have much longer because he's 35. So let's all hope for the best for him.
All right. So on to the real tennis news.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of women pose in Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition from the WTA. We had Serena, Genie, Caroline. Anybody I'm missing? I don't know. I felt like it was
Caroline has been doing it regularly for 3 years in a row now. So
but that doesn't mean she wasn't here this time.
She's the regular there.
Okay, fine. And it seems like the Brits, from what I can tell.
No, a Brit.
No, a couple. Have a problem with this, that these women are objectifying themselves and they're not focusing on their talent. No, David
Just
Law.
one woman.
David Law. That's two.
Wait. So I only, in order to engage the conversation, because I didn't plan on reading it, but I figured it was going to come up. So I actually read the article. So what did David Law say though? I didn't see that. What was
the same?
What did he say?
Why are you doing this? Why are these women don't need to do this? This doesn't focus on their talent. This lessens them. That whole spiel. And he had a tweet shitstorm about it.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I just saw this piece. I'm not going to say her name, that the woman in the UK. It was a really strange piece though, because you're right. Even though it was purported to be a critique of why posing in like soft porn is bad for equality, she spent 75% of the article talking about Serena.
Serena, that's what I meant, Janina, when I said one woman, that she had an issue.
Yeah, like
not just one woman was wrote about it, but one woman had an issue with one woman that she wasn't talking about. She was far less skating about. She mentioned nothing about Genie, if I'm not mistaken.
No, she did. She mentioned the other two, but she just was so casual about the other two that I was like, well, if you wanted to make a case about just the fact that women shouldn't do this in general, then I just thought her argument was pretty weak. Her article was also weak, because if she wanted to make that claim that if you pose sexually provocative, you're distracting from your career or you're stopping the cause of equality, she didn't really need to focus exclusively on Serena. That was really odd to me. And then she didn't even bring in any other women who also posed. And then the question was, okay, if you have a problem with Sports Illustrated, then write a piece about Sports Illustrated and why we continue to have Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Like, do that. Why make it singularly about Serena? It was weird. Maybe it's for clicks, but it also just didn't do her article. Argument any justice.
I'm gonna just take a page out of Tony, our friend Tony, as a friend of the podcast. It's like she should have just backspace that entire article. Like, after she had, like, to me.
Is that what he said?
Well, it was
to me, first of all, I'm gonna say, like, she clearly had been angry over something, right? Like, I can get that anger. You know what she's angry about?
She's angry about because nobody's asking her to do it.
Well, I don't know. Like, I thought women were very bikini. I'm very much aware of that. Women who should wear bikinis know that, aware of that. But my thing with that is like,
all that aside, let's just be honest though. What's interesting to me about this is how often women showing their bodies has been characterized as progress. Right? Anytime Lady Gaga, all the other people who do it in all the other arenas of of life besides sport, whenever they do that, it's like, I'm trying to show my womanhood, or I'm really trying to show that I have ownership of my body. And when white women do it, it's often embraced as like full empowerment. So I'm so confused by this message.
Which was clear from what the woman's article, even when she's drawing reference to just these three tennis players. Yeah. Because there was nothing much said about Genie, just to mention that she was in the magazine as well. She mentioned Caroline Wozniacki, who I thought she should have focused the article on.
Because she'd been on multiple times. Yeah.
Multiple times. And then she just mentioned the fact to say, who is she trying to impress?
Yeah.
Some sort of like make an impression. But then when it comes to Serena is doing soft porn. When in fact they're all posing, they all had similar pictures, right? Like they all have like, breasts, covering their breasts with their hands. They're wearing a full piece or a 2-piece or whatever the case may be. They all had similar pictures, right? They just have different bodies. And to me, it's just like, I don't understand.
She wanted to basically attack Serena's positions on other things. And she decided to use the posing nude as the way in. Because she talked about how if you are about equality, and if you're about women, if you've gone out and you talked about equal pay, and then you've also talked about the special status that you feel like we have in America in terms of Black Lives Matter. And so she actually used it as a way to almost discredit her taking a stand on any of those things. So it's like she says, well, if you're going to be posing in half naked shots, then nothing you say matter. Why conflate any of those things together? Why does that even
exactly? That's my point. That clearly, this wasn't even so much about Serena, because here again we have what I like to, well, I didn't coin this phrase, but white girl feminism, right? Try to take a stand and talk about their own particular unique drama that's going on within their lives. White women get upset. There's a problem for that, right? Because to me, it's just like, you're going to attack Serena for being in this magazine. Attack everybody, not just Serena, Caroline, and Genie. Every single woman who showed up in this magazine. Conflating these issues of your point has nothing.
Or attack the magazine, like, or attack the structure, or ask those larger structural questions. Like, why would you spend? You have the public's eye. You don't have to stay simply on one woman. You could say, you know what, I was quite disappointed to see 3 women who have done a tremendous amount for their sport naked in a magazine. And once that's happened, or partially naked in a magazine, and then you move from that and talk about the larger question of why this happens and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, I'd respect that more. But instead, what you end up with is basically, it seems like a slam piece. Like, it seems like a piece that's basically, you know what I mean? That's what you're doing.
Because they act like these women didn't agree to do it. Of course they agreed to do it, and they got paid a ton of money to do it. So if that's what you choose to do, it's nobody's business.
But these women weren't trying to sell anything other than to say, you know, this is my body in a swimsuit. That's it. It's simple. To me, it's okay. It's your body. You don't need my permission.
Exactly.
Hey, and I think that's all part of what feminism is all about too. And it's even if it's not about feminism, it's their own individual right. They weren't forced, they weren't at gunpoint to do this. The magazine wasn't trying to tell anything else and be anything else about I don't just sell swimsuit or they're selling bodies. I'm not entirely sure, but I just know Sports Illustrated is irrelevant throughout much of the year until this magazine comes out, when they sell 10 times the amount that they sell during anything else. You should be attacking that this magazine, which seems to be doing much more noble work all of the times of the year, all of a sudden decide this magazine comes out and it is this shit. Like, to me, and the article just read petty. The argument and the narrative wasn't even consistent. And again, when she throws in the whole, like, Serena was all about women equality, etc., etc. So all of a sudden she wears a bikini, and that's a problem, that she isn't for any of these things. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how that all of a sudden
these are like false. These are false dichotomies. These are like false dichotomies.
And what
I can't possibly be about feminism and equality if I'm enjoying my sexuality, if I'm enjoying looking attractive, if I'm enjoying cute outfits. I mean, why do we have to, like,
enjoying a big paycheck?
Hello? Yeah, like, why can't all those things have to? I mean, listen. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of these things. I it's not my thing, but it's their right to do it.
Exactly. And I'm not a fan of it either. But if this is the choice that they make and they're comfortable with it and they want to do it, I have no right to tell somebody that they're making the wrong choice.
Actually,
Zero.
You know what?
You don't even have a right to say that anything they've said before that has been irrelevant because of taking this. So it's like, you know what, you raised a very valid point, but because you're not perfect, I'm just going to dismiss your point. That doesn't make any sense to me. The point is, It's either valid or it's not valid. What does it matter who says it?
I mean, the better article may have been on Genie's Twitter date.
Exactly. Why didn't she do that?
I mean, the woman shows up on a supposed date that she is going on because she lost a bet over the Super Bowl in a fur coat, looking like somebody pimped her out.
And open-toe sandals. That's my problem. Oh, that
just didn't work. And now she's saying she's going to go on a second date because it just went so well.
Well, the whole thing.
This is a pathetic PR stunt. Pathetic.
But you know what? I don't understand. Why does Genie need a PR stunt? I mean,
her tennis is irrelevant.
But her tennis was always irrelevant. Genie has, I mean, even the fact that Genie is a part of the Sports Illustrated, although I have to say, check it. What's interesting about it is that on some level, Serena had, even as a Black woman, she had to achieve as much as she has achieved to even be considered for the Sports Illustrated. Meanwhile, basic Genie, and, you know, Caroline, obviously she's had a lot of titles and she's number one, but she hasn't been a part of any tennis conversation for quite some time. So in this sort of weird reverse, Sports Illustrated traditionally is a space where you get to be judged entirely on your looks, right? That's supposedly the thing. But what's so interesting is that for Serena to even get in the door, she had to achieve like phenomenal status.
And what's the difference there?
You know what I mean? Like when I saw it, I was like, one of those women has achieved a lot of significant things.
I actually thought it was very odd that I was like, there were two things that I thought was interesting. Somebody said, oh, I think it was David Law in his conversation on something on. It's like, oh, would we ask Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and Murray to pose?
Well, they actually have. They've asked Nadal to do it.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And secondly, and more importantly, I just had to point distinction like, if we're trying to do the same thing which was done in Sports Illustrated, we can't ask all four of those men on, and maybe a Sam Gross, and maybe, I don't know.
Well, they've already done that. They've already asked men to do it. Men do it all the time. All of them have
every year. Exactly. Thank you very much. Because I tell you what, Miss whatever your name is, you know, I don't want to give you the dignity and call you a bitch because you might run me down, whatever the case. But you know what? You are unmentionable at this point. But I'm telling you something, lady. No problem with these women doing Sports Illustrated because I tell you what I really want is fucking men to be doing the same thing. And they do it all the time.
They do it
all the time. And I'm all for that. Look, we just had that Adobe body Nadal around selling fucking underwear. Where's your think piece on that?
Or Christian, or Ronaldo, all of those people. Or actually the other one, Beckham. That's what they do. They're selling their sexuality. Why can't women sell their sexuality as well?
The ESPN body issue, you want to tell me that's not sexual just because you choose to put athletes in it? Come on.
But what I don't understand, they are athletes. They are athletes. We're not sitting around here discussing their minds. We're not asking them the tough questions of today. We're not asking them to describe quantum physics. We're not here about, that's not what we're here for. They are athletes. They're in a physical job. Okay? Their body is their tool. It's their instrument. It's their what they do to get the work.
Let's celebrate it.
That's what we're celebrating.
Well, listen, all I'm saying is we all have problems with people using their bodies to move forward in the world. You could have written a better article about it. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to be more thoughtful and critical, write a better article. But that was just a slam piece on Serena. Do better. That's all.
Yes.
There's a case to be made for sexualizing women. Definitely. And you could have made it by focusing on Genie. That's what we think. Because that had nothing to do with her career. Essentially, she allowed herself to be pimped out, which, by the way, can we just talk about let's talk about signaling and how mixed that signal is? Because don't we have stalking as an issue on the women's tour?
Yeah.
Well, if we take that to be, if we take that to be, as she honestly said it is, right? If we take that to be what it is, right? And she had a bet with some random dude on game. Mind you, she's Canadian, but whatever, you know, she lost the bet and she's gonna go on date with this random stranger.
Yeah, not happening.
I'm just like, what? Like, and again, she will open toe sandals and that ridiculous full coat, whatever the case for me. I'm just like, I don't understand what this is. I don't know what I'm supposed to take. Exactly. What I'm supposed to take with this, and not only
you put that in the coat check.
Well, it's a.
I don't know. The whole thing was strange.
I mean, that coat looked like she skinned a Muppet, and she was wearing a Muppet.
It was very performance art.
It's coming.
I know. Peter should be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
She's gonna be on court, and people are gonna be like throwing paint and eggs on her.
What I don't understand. What was that for? Like, why is she doing this? What that invites someone. It's just like, you know, random men supposed to be like, I come make a bet with you and lose, and we're gonna go on a date.
It was weird.
I don't know.
It was basically.
I feel like I'm being somewhat double standard here, at least in my own judgment, about assessing this situation.
Because it's not real. That's why it's uncomfortable. That's not real. Genie Bouchard is not going out on a date with some random guy from Twitter because she lost a bet on the Super Bowl. That's not happening.
Well, is this what she needs to do to get her career out? Talk about?
Apparently.
There are other things we can do. Call Realz. Realz is available. There are other things we can do. If you really want to get your career going, from the blit, case to me, and you want to go on a date, I said go on a date with your prime minister, girl, and that.
He's smart.
I just wanna let you know that Justin Gibbelstop just tweeted, "So happy for Ryan Harrison capturing the first ATP Tour singles title. Hard work, perseverance pays off, and good things happen to good people."
Good people, whatever,
there
dude. Nobody fucking cares if he's a good Trumper or a bad Trumper. They're all Trumpers.
I mean, I asked this question, and we can wrap up on 2 issues and talk about something.
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did Ryan Harrison get a new handle or something?
Why?
Love fest about Ryan Harrison.
Oh, that's because he's American. He's always.
They don't have anybody else to focus on.
They've always wanted good things for Ryan Harrison. Always. That's been the.
But then
big
again,
thing.
it's who's loving Ryan Harrison, right? Like Justin Gibbelstone loving Ryan Harrison. It's like,
it's all very local.
It's like Gargamel loving Darth Vader. It's
it's local. But anyway, let's.
It's local.
I know we promised Janina we're gonna keep this nice and tight.
Right.
Before we lose you.
We're gonna talk about Andre and I thought that you had a very interesting conversation on Twitter today with Lovely Drama Girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were referencing something regarding Venus and
apparently people want Venus to comment on it.
Well, he's suing. Well, first and foremost, I think it's something we haven't discussed, did we? We didn't discuss it.
We did.
We discussed the incident, but we didn't discuss what happened subsequently. Is that he wasn't just put on suspension, he was fired. According to an article, he stated that he was forced to go back into the booth and, made an apology. And as soon as that apology was made on live, he was quickly shunted out of the room until like, bitch, bye, take your shit and get the fuck out of here. Subsequently fired. And he is suing ESPN, if I'm not mistaken, claiming that, he has been shunned by his friends because of the way which they treated him. He was not racist. Yes, that's what he said. This is what I found so hilarious about the whole thing.
Oh, he's making a claim for suffering emotional distress. Oh, okay.
Yes, because his friends have now ostracized him. But they ain't your friends. Maybe your friends learned something about you that they didn't quite relieve looking, right? That you really provided the final nail in your coffin. And he pointed out about Benjamin. Girl, I don't know what you'll be doing with your life, but this is like the second tennis.
What did they say?
That he's saying that it's because Ben had put out a tweet.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That actually caused the stir. Because no one
it's because it all caused.
It's because everybody heard it come out of your mouth live, motherfucker. You don't get to be. No, wait a minute. You don't get to be on the radio. Reference a black person in terms of
radio. He was on live TV. This was on TV.
Oh, right.
It wasn't Aussie radio.
So and speak about them acting in guerrilla ways, however he wants to say it, and then say, but I meant it in this spelling, not the animalistic one. I meant guerrilla warfare. Bullshit. You know what? If that was the case, you'd have said that immediately, not some days later. Somebody said, you know what? This is a good idea. Try this. That's what happened. And Andreen has brought this point up before. Even if you say something that you genuinely don't know is going to be offensive, then maybe you need to surround yourself with a more variety of people. We've done this. We have been here before. There's no need to go back. You don't get to say this. I actually had a black man tell me he didn't mean it that way. And they said, it doesn't matter. I don't care. There are certain things that have an historical context and you just don't do it. And this is one of them. And there are very, very distinct reasons as to why you don't do them. I am sorry that I don't have time to educate you on that. Figure it out on your own. You should already know. You're a black man.
Or even when you did the apology, because that's the time, right? That's the time when you say to yourself, you know what, There is a history of the use of this word. It was not my intention to go down that road. You could clean up your apology, but the apology was defensive, as if he didn't think he did anything wrong. The only reason why you apologize is when somebody lets you know what they thought you did wrong and you concur and you said, wow, I'm so sorry. But for you to remain defensive, that means that it still hasn't gotten through, and you might just very well go ahead and do the same thing again.
I mean, honestly, have I ever shared the story of what I did to a Jewish woman?
No.
It was a complete accident. I was reading a book. I was at work. I was reading a book and I came across the word kike. She walked in the office. She was the first person I saw. And I said, do you know what a kike is? And the look on her face. But she knew from my questioning that I genuinely didn't know. I didn't know that that was a derogatory word for a Jew. I had no idea. You know, that is a genuine situation. Not 5 days later. That's not what I meant. You don't get to do that.
But I mean, like, I'm not even here, but you never say, you don't put on the gorilla as in guerrilla warfare effect on. You don't put it on.
No, you don't.
You don't.
Well, it was just a dumb excuse.
Exactly. You don't put
it was
on
a dumb
excuse.
It was a disingenuous apology. Sorry, dude. You know, get some sensitivity training and try to find a job on Fox News.
And I don't happen to believe the point of it was that somebody made a point that they thought it was important that Venus make a comment on it. And
that she should come to his defense almost.
Or give some context. And I was like, first and foremost, you know
it's
what?
Not her battle.
She shouldn't even have to address it because it's not her. It has nothing to do with her. Yes, he was insulting her, but it's basically you've been let go by your employer. Why do you want Venus to make a comment on it?
Speak up and say fire him.
Yeah, like she didn't, you know, like why does she need to intervene? And why is she intervening when she's the victim? It's like having somebody it's like, could you come and talk to your rapist for me, please? I mean, what is up with this? Why do people continually want the victim to give the perpetrator a pass? Like, I don't get that logic. And like, is this some moment for Venus to make what kind of claim? Like, I don't understand what would she say?
Oh no.
What would she say? What would she do?
Do you know what's gonna happen, right? They want Venus to come out and say something. Then we can all get those things
to give him a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
sorry.
Pass. And we have those pieces of maturity. How Venus has matured.
How matter.
Yeah, she's matured enough to.
Venus girl, this is your all life get out of jail matter card from me.
Don't say shit.
Keep your mouth shut.
Shit.
No,
you say shit, girl.
Nothing.
This is what you say.
It's not your business.
Say, I'm sorry. I was at work when this incident happened. Hear what happened? He had said that?
Oh, I didn't even know.
Wow.
I was busy on court playing, doing my job. That's it.
You know what? When that happened, I was so totally gosh. You know, this is the reason why we don't have on-code commentary. This is why they stay in their boots. And I can't handle it. I was so focused. I was in that moment. You know,
it's not like what didn't that happen once?
Do like what Serena says. Girl, I don't like controversy. You know, I don't. You know, I have like controversy.
Just say no comment. I don't care. I don't know anything about it. Thanks. Anyway.
Right.
So I saw that and I just thought that the pressure on Venus to comment and to create some sort of space, because you know what he wants a public forum to be forgiven by the person he's victimized with his language.
Your job fired you.
Exactly.
It's your job.
But he knows. But see, the thing is, he knows that the reason he's fired is because it's been perceived as an offense outside. Regardless of what happens internally, he feels like, okay, my life is going to be messed up unless Venus gives me a pass on this.
Yep.
Exactly. I think
that's exactly what he wants.
Don't do it, V.
He wants her to give him a pass.
Because tennis journalists, as you know, because
that's why that was the whole point. The whole point is that one black person can give you a pass on the whole.
I'm surprised somebody didn't say he's such a nice guy.
I'm sure that's.
They did. That was said.
Fuck.
They said.
You know what? I'm done.
Everyone, let me say. You know what my mom told me once? Everyone is nice. Not everyone is good. Because nice is something you put on. Good is something that you actually are. You have to. It is some essential part of you. So
Love
you
it.
can perform nice, but you can't perform good. So that's why there's so many nice people in the world.
Mama
Nice,
Audrey, you get 2 toots from me.
Nice serial killers. Nice Nazis.
Thank you very much. And look, I'm telling you, people, there is a show called Unusual Suspects.
That's true.
Here you go.
That's
Here
the
you
entire
go.
basis of that show.
Exactly. The premise between all these people is that here are people who have committed some crazy violent act, right? And then these people go on and live ordinary lives. They have families and whatever the case may be. And then in one particular case, one man said, "Oh, I'm sick, like you should forgive me." I'm just like, you killed somebody. Like you literally killed somebody. What about these family? That I don't understand. It's like the perpetrator, like you are the asshole. You said all of this. Deal with the consequences. Be a big boy. This is why, like you did wrong. And deal with work from
nice
that
adult. Stop doing the Trumper thing where you get morally offended that you said something horrendous and then you don't let somebody to tell you. And it's not about safe spaces. It's not about any of that stuff. It's not about PC. You said something inappropriate. Somebody told you about it. Apologized in a good way. And then maybe you can go get your job back. I mean, I'm sure you will. There's
and learn. I know ESPN has some kind of sensitivity training class and whatever the case may be. Sign up for that shit.
They only consider 4 people for these jobs. So I'm sure you're still on the list.
Oh my God.
Anywho, is that
apparently
it?
you weren't even good enough for them to put you in the back office. So that tells you something. That
means you done some shit nobody knows about.
I'm going to make a public service announcement for anyone who listens that has any contact with Federer. Federer, we like you. We will continue to like you, but we probably won't be able to publicly support you if you get your ass anywhere close to Tommy Haas and Margot Laga. I need you.
AKA, what is now being called the Winter White House?
The Winter White House. No. The Southern White House. And the Southern White House, if you Google Southern White House, it actually is about the Confederacy. So let me just let you know, Fed. We love you.
Green is dropping truth bombs.
We love you dearly.
Say it again.
We love you dearly. But if you let Tommy Haas take you to Mar-a-Lago,
Tommy Haas?
If you let him take you there, as he just was in his Instagram, you will be losing your Black fans quicker than you can say.
Southern White House.
I'm just gonna let you know that you have to know the history, so don't you let yourself get caught up in there. Just do your sports, hon. Do your sports, okay? Tommy Haas is one of your dodgier friends, so during when you come to America, just be careful, okay? It's a dodgy time out there. You can't just go visit Mar-a-Lago.
You're skipping Miami, and you're heading back to Basel.
I'm just letting you know that the heart is. Don't break a lot of your fans' hearts, okay? A lot of people, 2017 is the year a lot of people went out, had to be placed in a corner. Don't be one of those.
We don't want to have to put you on timeout.
I'm gonna add to that. I know that there are people. I see the New York Times wrote some bullshit fuckery about, like, oh, my feelings are getting hurt. They're saying that I'm a racist.
I don't even care.
And I'm not. And yada, yada, yada. You're right, Andrew. You just said it. I don't give 2 fucks. You hang with Tommy Haas, you're done.
Well, no, listen. No, I know you're gonna hang with Tommy Haas. I know he is because they've been friends for years. But I'm just saying,
but don't
let
there.
Tommy Haas take you to the racist spot.
Exactly. Text Tommy, okay? You need to text Tommy. That's it.
Text Tommy and say, Tommy, I know you love Trump.
Don't like those Instagram pictures, you know that? Like when he's elsewhere. When he's in India and well. Say, good job, Tommy. Good job hanging with Roger Moore. Being kind of, misogynist, etc.
But
I know it's not okay, but you know what? But hanging with that, no. We
love you. You've gotten 18, and we want to continue to enjoy 18. We want to continue to enjoy 18, Raj.
We will cut you off.
We might have to. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's gonna be painful.
I'm telling you. For me, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be so easy. Every one of your 18 from 2003 when you beat Mark Philippoussis in Wimbledon finals to it's all forgotten. Every single one. Oh my
God, he's lying bastard.
He's cold.
Wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Check, whatever. Anyway, before I leave, I just want to ask a question. I know y'all gonna be hating me and be mad. I said I give a cursor to Janina.
Mm-hmm.
The Federer is retiring, like right now.
No.
What's happening?
I mean, let me let me lay out my evidence. So, Pete Sampras in 2002.
Wait up. So you want to lay out an evidence that that Federer is retiring?
He's concerned that Federer has won this trophy and he's done. He's not coming back. Most of this is because we haven't seen Roger Federer with a racket.
Okay, come on. You've been 9 out of 10 wrong about Fed on all things right now. So let me just tell you this right now.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say this. The real reason. Fed has sponsors. He has sponsor relationships. He is not leaving the tour in an abrupt fashion. Not gonna happen unless he gets injured. That's the only way. Just because, you know what? Not because he's in love with the tour, but because I believe that Fed thinks about his business obligations, and he has gear set aside all the way through 2018. I'm just
and for me, I mean, that's a piece of it, but I'm thinking, okay, so this man has a 6-month hiatus, comes back, wins a tournament that nobody thought he was winning. Why the fuck would he walk away? He's like, I won Australian Open. My chances for the rest of the year looking damn good.
I have no points to defend. Yeah, just because Federer is not posting pictures of himself working out doesn't mean he's not working out. What the hell?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm so cynical. I'm like, I know Fed is not going to cut any, he's not going to cut out the chance to wander around the tour for an entire year defending no points.
Right? If he gets back to number 1, he might go.
He's already number 8. The man has not played all week.
One tournament. So yeah, just relax on that. Okay, relax.
All right.
I mean, the person the funny thing, you're panicking about Fed. The person I'm wondering about is Venus. Where's Venus? And why haven't I seen Venus? Yeah.
I'm just saying. I have seen Federer. Again, this trophy is everywhere in a bag. It is true. A winter wonderland.
Thank you, Sam's biceps, for putting it even in places when it wasn't, because it feels like it's just supposed to be there now.
I know. You know what's funny is that you all thought I was crazy when I said, "Oh, Federer got the trophy behind Lindsey Vonn." It was like,
oh Jesus!
Sure enough.
Listen, let me tell you something. I have to say, Federer must have thought, we thought it was impossible that Federer was going to win. He did too. So right? He's like, I'm never leaving this trophy. It is hilarious. It is.
I'm just saying, Merca is tied up this menage a trois. and she wants a hairy chest man back again. I mean, Merca is willing to get triplets next time around.
No. You know what? Don't be fooled. Federer is practicing like a woozy, and he wants to go back and win Dubai next week. He does. That's his home tourney.
I'm here for it.
And nobody else is playing.
Look, okay, I am gonna be. You ladies has talked me down out of. Now that I have not come out of the tree, yes. But I'm leaning on. I put my foot back on top of the roof, and I'm looking over that ledge. I'm not on the ledge, but I'm just holding on to the ledge, because I don't know. But you know what? You ladies make sense, and I defer to my hostesses with the mostesses. I just had to air my concern.
Well, that makes sense. Oh no! Don't worry about that. Worry about it if he's injured.
Yes, but Roger Federer, you hang out with Tommy at that Winter White House, Southern White House. Boom. You didn't. You not only do you. It's not like even if you're retired, you no longer exist. You never did.
Oh shit!
And I'm
Your
telling
love
you
is
what.
not unconditional.
Look,
we've been here before with Venus.
I almost said something really naughty, but you know what?
Don't.
Tennis Jesus, hold me back. Hold me back. Hold me back.
Say goodnight, Realz.
Don't make me hang up with. Okay.
All right.
That's don't do it, Federer. That's don't do it. So fans, thank you for joining us. Comment below as always. We want to hear from you. And to the new followers, I appreciate your love. We do appreciate your love. Mm-hmm. Thank you and comment. We love critical comments. Mm-hmm. We're looking forward to next week, ladies.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna watch tennis.
I'm gonna give it a good old try. Oh my gosh! By the way, I mean, just to keep you up on my fabulous viewing, I realized that I have Tennis Channel for a brief spell. Somebody called my house and like, hey, you guys have been such loyal customers. We're gonna extend you into another tier. I was like, great. So I happened to turn on my TV and I was like, I wonder what would be on Tennis Channel right now. And then I turned it on and it was on. Hey. So that means I have no excuse, basically. I can now lay in my bed and watch some tennis. So it will probably happen.
All right. All right. Bless. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, but just one more thing. I'm using my lovely calendar from Tony.
Tony.
I can see that's happening this week. We have Rio. We have Delray Beach, another American bullshit tournament. Maasai. Dubai for the ladies and Budapest for the ladies. So,
and you know why Delray Beach is not another crazy American tournament? Because it is the return.
Shows up.
It is the return of Del Potro. Okay.
Oh,
yes, it is. And I'm wondering if Memphis is going to sneak in there because why were he and Delpo practicing there?
This is true.
I need to double check and look at that draw because you know who. So let's. I don't know. Delray Beach might get my eyes this week.
We'll talk about it.
Actually, I can tell you right now.
No, not now.
Not now. All right. Shut it down, Rick.
Not now. Bye.
Oh, bless.
Good night. Where is